welcome. I need to go to you first, Ram. To win it like that in the dying moments. Darwin Núñez, talk to me.
Terry, I told you in the preview it's going to be a hard game. I told you it's going to be a really tough game for us. And when all hope was lost, I thought, game's done. We don't look like scoring. The players don't want to score today. We haven't made any good chances. We didn't even play particularly well. But you just need that moment of quality, moment of world-class quality. And I'm going to call it world-class. First of all, Alexis McAllister, my God, what a ball. On the turn, back to goal, and a reverse clip ball into Darwin Núñez. And Darwin Núñez, look, he's had his stick. And keep it real. He's had his stick. He's had his moments of bozo-ness. I want to call it bozo-ness. Man United, Luton. We gave him corn for that. But today, this is what we've been asking for you on a regular. This is what we're asking for. If you're not going to get 20, 30 goals, at least get goals when it matters. Be a clutch man. And what did you do today? A beautiful header into the bottom corner and gets us the 3 points. That's all we need. And I told you, Terry, with the injuries that we have injuries. We have so many injuries. From now until the international break, we are going to crawl through these next couple games. We are going to crawl, we are going to struggle, and we are going to try our hardest not to get beaten or to get the 3 points. And that's what we're doing right now. I've invested. I know what it's going to be. It's not going to be pretty, but I'm in it for the long run. Now and all up next, Manchester City. Just get the job done. And then let our players come back.
That's also why these 3 points were so important, because next it's City. And although if they beat you, they would go ahead of you in the league. But if you drop those 2 points today and then you lose, it would have been 5 over the next 2. It's just, you're not going to want to lose to City. But if you do, because of this depleted squad, it isn't as bad after picking those goals, getting those goals today, if you get where I'm coming from.
Exactly. And Terry, I want to say one thing, because I don't think it's really touched upon, obviously, after the League Cup. I think Manchester City and Arsenal fans should have been a lot more worried if we had won that League Cup the way we did. They need to be a lot more worried. The confidence that this has in this team, the fact that we played again with our kids and end up still winning a trophy, the confidence in this team is absolutely tremendous. And I guarantee you, if we didn't win that League Cup, we wouldn't have got this result. I'm going to say this right now. The confidence, the self-belief, and the ability that these guys have, mix that all together, you've got a formula to win the league title, in my opinion.
Hey, Terry, can I ask him a question, if you mind?
Yeah.
So, Ram, right? Ram? I got to talk to you about attitude, because it's not just coming from, sovereignty top down. I feel as though it's also sort of self-imposed attitude that these Liverpool fans have, and these Liverpool players have, and this Liverpool organization has. The attitude is extraordinary. And I don't think that these players need the motivation from the manager, albeit it is absolutely there. But I think they're self-motivated. I think that they just fucking care. And you could see it. You could, it's coming off the television when I'm watching it. It's like thick breath. I can feel the attitude that these guys have. They just want it more. They're not playing like Terry. He was very eloquent when he said Liverpool's not playing the best football, but they want it more. Ram, they want it more.
Absolutely, but I think the one thing you got to maintain the unity within this football club overall. Fans, players, manager. Everyone knows. Everyone know what we're about. Everyone knows that we're going to do this for Klopp. It's Klopp's last dance. We got to get these trophies for Klopp. And there's this almost unified will to win and unified thought process within everyone. It's like, do it for Klopp. Do it for Klopp. He's done so much for us. We need to pay him back, and we need to give him these trophies and send him off riding into the sunset. And that's what it is, man. And it's a dangerous sight, because put that all together, people will say narratives, but when you have that will comes into play, then it'll be long days for everybody else, man.
You know what it is? This mentality monster thing was also created by Klopp. Like, when he first came in, he's the one that built this whole, we can do this atmosphere around Liverpool. And it's like, cool. As a rival, not a rival, I'm not really rivals with Liverpool, but as a neutral, looking at it wow, he's built this mentality in Liverpool. Now the fan base is getting behind him in his last ever season. It's cool to watch.
Yeah, you are right. Do you know what, Carlito? I understand where you're coming from. These players are self-motivated.
Yeah.
They will also self-police. If people, I had an argument with a Man United fan a couple of years ago where he was adamant that the behavior from Man United players during training in the week, on match days, in our dressing room and training ground, he thinks it's no different to what goes on at Liverpool City. And
geez.
yeah, I fervently don't believe that's the case at all. I reckon if you spent a week in one, a week in another, you'd see it. The difference would be palpable. But it is created by the manager. But then what happens is once you create that great standard is the players in self-police, and that way the manager doesn't have to do so much. But what he's done brilliantly in his last 8 weeks, it isn't just been when the kids came in, but that's a huge part of it. They lost players to the AFCON. They lost players to the Asian Cup. No pressure. The kids have to come in, and he's like, look, they're great. They're great players. The way I saw him, he had an arm around one of the shoulders of a player during the League Cup final. It's in extra time, and he's just smiling with the kid. And you can semi-lip read, and he just says, go and enjoy yourself. Go and have a great day. And he has just made all these young players believe. He's made the fringe players and the squad players believe that they don't need the Soboslais, the Salahs, the Trents. And it's worked because he's instilled that mentality for 7 or 8 years. And you are right now. I think the players themselves have it in abundance, but the catalyst is him as a manager leading this team. And the mentality is crazy. And it's why I think they're going to win the league this year. I just feel it's today's win, plus the way they won the Carabao Cup, the way they won the FA Cup in the week. You just look at it and go, they should be dropping points in these games. I fancied them to drop points today. And they went against the odds and did it. And it's just fantastic. As a football fan, it's fantastic. As a Man United fan, I'm not going to lie. It is absolutely painful. I was sitting there ready to celebrate. but that didn't seem to happen. There's some super chats here that say Nunes has had bozo moments, but he has also had a lot of great moments as well, especially this last couple of months. These players are clutch indeed. Klopp factor. That's very, very true. We're playing Gomez as a DM with an 18-year-old kid beside him. Liverpool is winning these games on empty, just hoping we can claw our way to the title. Like, that must impress you so much, Ram, that you're doing this, as you say, with Gomez playing as a DM and kids making debuts in title race games away from home in the Premier League.
Terry, I made a wild statement being like, if injuries are that bad, I'll play Gomez at DM, and I got slaughtered by everybody because I knew for myself it's not going to work. And like the super chat said, an 18-year-old kid is playing in these games, like no experience, had barely played a minute of football for Liverpool, made his debut this season, and he's coming on and playing against the teams like Nottingham Forest away from home. And I'm going to say it like this, yeah. This kind of situation that we're in, we're like a wounded soldier. We're a wounded soldier, and we're getting crossfire from Man City and Arsenal because they look like they're just going to keep on winning as well. All we got to do is just crawl our way back to the medical tent and just get our reinforcements back, because that's how it is right now. We are literally running on empty. We are crawling.
I wouldn't say a wounded soldier. I would say you're like a wounded dog, but that's dangerous. You've got a dog who's got a little problem. Like my dog, he's only 5 months old. He got a little thorn in his paw today when I took him for a walk. I was trying to get it out, and he's never growled at me, but he weren't happy. Do you know? He's 5 months old. I was thinking, damn, if he was 3 years old, could be very different. You know, dogs get a bit hurt, they get a bit scared, they do crazy things. That's what you lot are like. You really shouldn't be doing what you're doing, but you're biting back hard. This here says, Ram, you're a bozo Liverpool fan. Save us. He saved us 6 points against Newcastle, and today he scored on big times. Always find a way to criticize him. I don't get it.
What?
He wasn't criticizing him. He wasn't criticizing.
I just gave him so much credit today. What the hell? If he saw the match reactions I had against Newcastle, I compared his performance to what it was in 2008 when I was watching Terrace. Like, bro, I gave him his credit today because he scored a match-winning goal. When he doesn't do that, and when he has his bozo moments, I'm gonna criticize him. If he misses an open goal like he did against Luton, I'm not gonna praise him. I'm going to criticize him. But if he does stuff like this, then I'm going to praise him. Like, if damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I don't praise him all the time, I'm gonna get slaughtered. If I don't criticize him, I'm still gonna get slaughtered. I don't know what to do, Terry.
I hear you. I hear you. And he has had bozo moments, but that doesn't mean he hasn't had great moments. I did want to ask you as well, Ram, because I know you're a massive fan of Alisson, but Kelleher has just been, in these last 3 or 4 games, has just been sensational. You could actually argue being your most consistent and best player in that time.
Oh yeah, 100%. As soon as he's come in, he's really stepped up. My main issue was that obviously he hasn't played a lot of games. I don't know if he's going to be rusty or is he going to make some mistakes. Obviously, we saw glimpses against Fulham, and he made a couple of really poor errors, which he could have done better. And all of a sudden, he's morphed into like a mini Alisson. Like he's made these crucial saves. I know he made a one-on-one save against Elanga, which again, it might have been offside, but he wasn't meant to know anything about that. So distribution-wise, he's been very good. Like he's been the most consistent player. Maybe him and Van Dijk probably have been the two best players for us. And it's just a credit to him. It's a shame that he's 26 years old because Alisson looks like he's going to be playing until he's 38, and he's just not at the right age. And I don't know if he's going to be looking for a move away because he needs to play for his national team. So big up to him, man, and big up to everyone that's like supported the guy. Because I did say if he was looking for a move, I'm not going to stop him, but I really want to keep him because he's still a quality goalkeeper.
Hey, Terry, sorry, go ahead, buddy.
This is a not weird super chat, but it just says, sorry, Terry, but I disagree. Hudson-Odoi clears the ball. Liverpool dropped 2 points. They aren't great. So again, I don't think Liverpool were great today. And I don't think I stated that. They've been a great team. If you win the league, I think you can put yourself down as a great side, especially in the backdrop of everything else they've achieved in the past 5, 6, 7 years. But it's the way they continue to win during all this adversity. It just makes me think, I put them right now, they're my marginal favourites. And it's just because of all these clutch moments. But I didn't say, I actually think the best footballing team in the league right now is Arsenal. The team who have the most experience of winning is City. That's why and they're a brilliant side. But Liverpool, experience of winning, the way they're doing it, the little bit of a gap they've got on the top, the fact that City never win at Anfield. I look at those things, and especially if Liverpool win next week against City and go 4 points clear of them with 10 games to go, Liverpool become my favourites. And I think they will. And I think they will beat them. I think they'll beat them next week.
As in, you have experience of yourself. You've seen your team lift the trophy about 13 times. It's all about those key players performing in the right moments. Obviously, I'll give you some flowers. Obviously, it's been a tough season, but yeah, McAllister today was poor today. I'm going to say as it is. He was not good today. But the one thing you need is in those moments where you need that little bit of quality, they provide it for you, and that's what happened today. We just needed one moment of quality. And look, we end up winning the game. I'm happy. Everyone's going to be happy about it. And we move on to City. That's how it is.
Absolutely. We are playing Gomez. Sorry, already done that super chat. Hold that, Ram, you Forest fan. Yeah, I know your dad is. Nottingham Forest penalty, exactly the same as Dan's penalty, both ungiven. Yeah, I didn't think Dan's was a penalty. So no one sent me a link yet to the other one. Salty could have been a pen. Yeah, it could have been, but it wasn't, as we say. That was a huge moment in the season. You'll never walk alone is what Cam says. Thank you, Cam. Forest are their own worst enemy. I mean, I didn't actually deep that. It's 2 games running where they've literally lost it in the last minute from crosses into the box. That's actually crazy. History does repeat itself. We'll cover more of the super chats from Liverpool. Stay with us, panel.